Chris Broussard. Chris, with LeBron returning, should the Lakers now be the favorites?
Absolutely. In the West. All right. If LeBron James plays 85, if he plays every playoff game at 85 to 90% and maybe gets better as the playoffs go on as far as percentage of health, and AD truly is back like he's played the last two games, then I got the Lakers in the West. I mean, Utah, congratulations, great season, but they're not scaring anybody. There's no way you're taking Donovan Mitchell, who looks like he'll be back for the playoffs, and Bogdan Bogdanovic or Rudy Gobert, whoever, over LeBron and AD. Phoenix, congratulations, great season. You're not scaring anybody. Same goes for Denver. The only team in the West that could, and I'm not saying they would, but that could possibly beat the Lakers would be the Clippers, in my view. Now, I'm picking the Lakers over them, but I think only the Clippers are the team that has a legitimate chance to beat the Lakers in the season if LeBron and AD are near the tops of their games. Because the thing is this, in every series out West, the Lakers would have the two best players, or at least two of the three best players. I'll put Kawhi ahead of AD. So two of the three best players. Now, we get to the finals. I think the only other team in the league that can beat the Lakers is Brooklyn. So if James Harden, kind of like LeBron, if James Harden plays every game, then I've got Brooklyn. And if they get to the finals, that means they're clicking. That means they're playing well. They've gone through Milwaukee. They've gone through Philadelphia. And they'll be at the top of their game. So I think I would take Brooklyn over the Lakers in the finals because, again, that's a series where the Lakers wouldn't have, I don't think they would have two of the three best players. I think James Harden, KD, and LeBron are the three best players in that series. So I've got Brooklyn overall, but the Lakers in the West.
I agree with you. And the question is how close to 100% he can get. And everything is predicated for me, Skip, is him not re-injuring that ankle at any point in time. Not a nick, not anything, not re-injuring that. And AD continues to build. Chris, you and I were talking off air. You remember what Michael looked like, Skip, when he first came back out of retirement. He was slipping all over the place. And even after he dropped the double nickel game in the Garden, he still wasn't the same because we saw him in the playoffs. It wasn't until the following year in which he came back that he looked like, okay, he back. Damn, he back. We in trouble. And so AD took him a little longer.
Michael had been gone for 2 years.
But
what are you talking about?
But Skip, but I'm saying, you don't just fall right back out of bed and pick up where you left off, no matter how great you are. Michael should have been able to be gone for 20 years, considering you the great. Jesus with shoes, gym shoes, right? Mm-hmm. He got out with gym shoes. That's what you tell me.
Well, that's what everybody tells you.
Ain't nobody told you that.
Everybody,
nobody said that.
even Chris Broussard tells you that.
For me, they're going to have to go the long way. It's hard for me to see them any other way, Chris, than being in the play-in. And looks like they're probably going to have to deal with the Golden State Warriors. And Steph is on a historic pace as far as scoring and shooting the basketball. But I like their chances. If they're healthy, I agree. If LeBron and AD are healthy, they're coming up out of the West. I like that. The Clippers, nobody scares me. I'm going to sleep real good. I might not even watch the game because I just wake up in the morning because I already know what happened. Sometimes, Skip, you already know what happened. You know, I used to get my tea pulled and put it up under my pillow. I slept real good. I didn't keep checking because I already know the Tooth Fairy going to drop that 50-cent piece off. So I was good. Lakers get to the Western Conference Finals, Skip. I might not even watch no game because I already know what's going to happen. Sleep real good.
I thought a storm was coming a couple of weeks ago.
It was.
And it came against Sacramento. And the storm missed the last-second shot. And somehow he re-injured his pride.
No.
And then the storm came back the next game against Toronto at home, and he re-injured his pride again.
No, he didn't, Skip.
I don't know what
Skip,
happened.
you know the man, he wasn't the same player. But guess what? They say he got that bounce back. They say he got that twinkle in his eye.
He's got his lift and his explosion back. He's 100%.
That the people,
100.
The people tell me that's close to LeBron said the last time they saw that twinkle in his eye when he saw met Savannah. They said, the last time they seen a twinkle in his eye like that, he met one Savannah. They were in the 8th grade. I don't know if it's true.
He's going to marry this year's trophy? I don't know.
The last time he had a twinkle in his eye, he had that bounce, that step.
Really?
He went back to school the next day.
Okay, so no more excuses. It's over. It's over. He's ready to get married, right?
There you go.
That's what you just told me.
Skip, everybody's injured, though.
Okay, look. The quiet storm lives in the basement at Staples, and you keep overlooking the quiet storm because you don't see him until he's come and gone.
They lost to the Knicks?
No, the team that's going to knock you off before you get to the finals. The deepest team in the NBA is the Clippers, not the Nets, the Clippers. They lead in three-point shooting. They lead in free throw shooting. And now they have a three-headed monster in the post that you will not be able to contend with because they got Zoo, they got Serge, and they got DeMarcus Cousins, who's looking like Boogie to me. He's looking like he's boogied right back into the action, right?
He still got drum.
Oh, you got the big penguin, and he's been a disaster so far. And LeBron's going to despise playing with the big penguin. He's a space eater. He's a ball eater. He just takes up the lane, and he and AD are going to clash in the postseason. It's a bad fit. I first guessed it.
And Chris, did you notice? Drummond and AD going to clash. AD just had 36, just had 42 with Drum on the court.
Yeah, because they basically took him out of the rotation and reinserted, Trez, the guy we rejected, Trez, because he was a locker room problem for us.
He ain't no locker room problem. He's a model of consistency.
You cannot understand is you don't have your unsung MVP from the bubble. Rondo now quarterbacks the Clippers. He will get them home against the Lakers.
gave him that work. Did you see what D-Rose did to him on Sunday, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm with you, Skip, on Rondo and Boogie. Boogie looks good.
He does.
I've been surprised by Boogie. Yeah, he looks good, and obviously Rondo is playing well. But don't forget about Dennis Schroeder. Dennis Schroeder is better than Rondo at this stage. No. Now, I know there's playoff Rondo.
No.
But I think Schroeder's got heart. I think Schroeder will play well. I'm not saying he'll necessarily outplay Rondo, but he'll give him some trouble. You know, he'll give Kyrie some trouble if they meet the Nets. Like, Schroeder is a little dog, and he's going to get after it. So, yeah, look, the Clippers are very good. We know they want the Lakers, but I know, Skip, you're high on playoff P, but we don't know. We don't know what playoff P is going to look like. He's looked great in many regular seasons and faded in the playoffs. So you might get playoff Rondo and way off P.
Hey, they need to wake up Kawhi. I mean, you talk about Kawhi had 29 points on Sunday, but it took him 26 shots to get it.
He almost got them home by himself.
He was the reason they were down.
Right now, the Knicks are a buzzsaw, and you're going to have to deal with them tonight. So welcome back, LeBron, to face the fourth best defensive team in basketball.
Hold on.
LeBron will have a hard time tonight against the Knicks because everybody does.
Hey, Chris, I know you saw this, but those last two buckets, when they needed clutch, they put the ball in Drew Randall's hand. And he had Kawhi on it one time. He had Paul George on it one time. And what did he get? What did he get?
Really good. Right. He has turned into a big star for the Knicks.
And so y'all got
and by the way, you could still have him.
You could
still have him. He was a Laker.
He was a Laker.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to be able to be that with LeBron. Brandon Ingram wasn't going to be that with LeBron. AD, give me AD. I guarantee you, ain't no Laker fan upset that they got AD over Julius Randle. Find one.
Unless he cramps. He's always cramping.
42.
He's always got back spasms.
You know
Something's
AD
wrong.
is the key.
Think about all the great
AD's
big men.
yelling that he's back. If he's really back, that's the key.
I think AD's a
Chris,
point.
you know ain't nobody had a stat line like he had. 42, 12, 5, and 3.
Shannon, okay, we're wrapping this thing up.
Something
Chris,
for the Lakers.
we appreciate you. Thank you for weighing in.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.